I really want to hear your take on energy transition because I was living in Beijing in 2011 when I could see the pollution. I could almost feel the pollution. And people would talk about solar, and it made sense for the scientists, but the unit economics made no sense. And then China put so much money into that sector that now more than 85% of all the solar panels come from one country, China. Here in Brazil, more than 90% of our energy comes from clean sources. So when we hear of green hydrogen, we get so excited. Clean tech, you guys have been investing for over 20 years. What are you most excited about on that front?
Yeah, thanks for the question. I think love to talk about that. I think Brazil and China share a lot of things in the utilization of clean tech in terms of the long-term target. Changing from a more resource-driven energy country to a more manufacturing-driven, which is a core strength nowadays of China, is actually a very, very important strategy of the country. Every country will have the different agenda, but solar and the wind is probably going to take 70% of the energies eventually for China. There's a huge opportunities there. The key moment coming to the country was the year of 2019 when the grid parity happened. The solar energies cost is actually lower than the traditional energies. And then China started to put huge efforts publicly and also privately in these areas. Few things needs to be pointed out is one, China is not only good in the upstream, it's also putting the efforts and build a strong capacity in the full value chain. Taking solar as an example, it's all the way from polysilicon materials to wafers, to panels, to modules, to applications, to energy storage, and all the way down to the batteries and also to the EVs and associates. So this is a strength is built on the entire value chain and entire industrial chain. We had experienced a couple of years in the past 2 or 3 years with a lot of capacity building up, a lot of competitions. There was a period of very fierce competitions driving a lot of newcomers into this industry. So for us, we have been very, very active. As Ricardo mentioned, we started in 2 decades before learning and also investing. We learned the lessons and we made some successes. But for us, very importantly, nowadays is really looking at the survivors of the consolidations across these different segments in the industry chain. That's number one. Number two is we believe those people who can utilize also evolve into the technology advancement in either solar, batteries, hydrogens, or the EVs will be succeed in the eventually as well. The third thing, very, very important, is because these industries are very manufacturer driven. So for the companies who will be capable to work with countries or the facilities outside of China, we think that is very, very important for the survivors and also for the next generations of the clean tech producers or the manufacturers in China. At the end of the day, China now produce over 80% of the solar, 75% of the power batteries, over 60% of the EVs. They need to work with countries like Brazil. They need to work with the countries outside of China to build up the energy transition dream altogether with other countries and partners.